are you currently dating anyone in or outside the music industry?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I actually am not.
Oh, okay.
And it's so funny, y'all,
Yeah.
because while I'm talking about my celebrity
Right.
crush, I don't think he's single, so that's cool. So it was cool for me.
Mhm.
But I am actually single, and I'm not even dating anybody right now. I'm in a weird like little
snap.
phase of my life right now,
Yeah.
where I tried to date somebody,
Right.
and it just like didn't work out.
Right.
And I was like, what? You know what I mean? Like, it just was one of those things where I woke up on like New Year's Day, 2025, and I just said, Sydney, you focus, because my first name is Sydney.
Okay.
And I was like, Sydney, you focus so much of your time pursuing dating and pursuing love, but you haven't focused on what you need to do for yourself. So you need to go inside yourself. And so I have been practicing abstinence.
Right.
I have been in the gym consistently.
Right.
I completely changed up my diet. And yeah, I've been going pretty well for the last couple months. Yeah, that situation with that young man was harrowing a little bit for me, but not too harrowing. It was like disappointing. It was deflating. And I was like, I don't want to be deflated anymore. I like the fact that, things are moving in my life and in my world, and I don't want somebody distracting me from all the blessings that God has put into my plate and put into my life.
Yeah.
And when you dealing with somebody that is a distraction, it can definitely make you not see what's in front of you and not be grateful for the things that you have been blessed with.
Right. So yeah, it's important to be dealing with somebody that y'all moving in the same direction.
Absolutely. And I think I'm just like a little too serious a lot of times, like I take the love thing. Like, first of all, I'm a romance singer, right? So I sing about love. I sing about, relationships and things of that nature. And I'm quite an emotional being.
Right.
And what I realized very quickly in that situation was, I dated someone. I thought that he and I were on the same page.
Okay.
And I asked him a few times, I said, do you want me to be your piece? How can we help you? Because I noticed that he would do things like just basically, he would say things, it was weird because he would do like this thing where he would like mope around, right? And he would say like, I want a wife, or I want to be in a relationship, and all these different things. And this was like the persona that he put on the internet. And I was like, okay, so how can I help you figure out what it is that you want to do? Because I'm very solutions based. A lot of men don't know how to deal with a woman who is very solutions based. Like I don't know why, but I'm straight to the point. Like let's figure out a system. Let's put together a foundation so that you have a goal, and let's strive to reach that goal. Let's put down, what is your plan?
Right.
What are you going to do 6 months from now? What are you going to do 8 months from now, 9 months from now? How are you going to achieve what you're setting out to do? Because you're saying, I want to achieve something. I want to achieve better in my life, or I want to achieve better in my love life. Okay, well, what steps are you taking interpersonally or personally to make sure that you are not just doing the right thing, but you're preparing yourself for that future? And what I realized very quickly was that a lot of what he would say is not what he meant and not what he really wanted. And he would purposely like muddy the water so that I was confused. And I firmly believe that a man that leaves a woman in a confused state is not a man that is walking in the light of God when it comes to you, and they don't care about you. And so what ended up happening was I would check in with him, and I found him to be dismissive. I found him to be, to kind of troll me a little bit. Like like he would leave me on red on purpose. He would, go months without speaking to me. And then he would like throw it in my face. Like, yeah, I know I'm a bad texter. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And it just became very manipulative. And for this person to be as old as they were, they're 6 years older than me. So, and I'm about to be 33 next month.
Okay.
So
I'm not gonna ask your age, but go ahead.
No, for real, it's cool. It's cool. I'm cool with that. I want the young sisters to see this, because they be acting like you die after 39, baby, it get better. But yeah, and I just was like, you too old to be so all over the place with what you say. It's like it's almost as if he was like living in the past. He would reminisce on like other women and women that he dated prior, and you know, he was, you know, previously married. So it was always that. And then he just would like purposely, like he would try to, we would get close, we would do fine, and then he would just boom, within days would put up a wall. And I was expecting, and the expectation was that I was going to wait in this confusion, wait with no direction, wait with no communication from him. And what ended up happening was like 6 months into the situation, I ended up happening to, like, for some reason, his like most recent ex-girlfriend ended up popping up in like my Instagram feed, and he doesn't follow her, but because he liked one of her pictures, it showed up on my feed. And I was like, and I had looked at the date, and I was like, this is a man who I had just seen like a week prior to this, who told me to my face that he doesn't, you know, that Instagram isn't that big of a deal for him, and he would never like my pictures. He was never involved in my music. He was never asking me any questions. We never really went out to eat or on a date. And I didn't want that from him. Like, I was like, you know, and maybe I made the mistake, child, because, you know, I don't operate in the, you know, a man got to do all that for me right away energy. But, you know, I'm single. So, and I keep losing men. So maybe the girls that's asking these men right out of, you know, for money, you know, on the first meet, maybe they got it right and maybe I don't have it right. But yeah, that's what happened with that. So I decided in 2025, after I realized that, you know, that I was focusing so much on somebody else's happiness and not mine, or focusing on somebody else's, like, or trying to resolve problems for somebody else and not take care of my business, I decided to change that.